So I launched my mega website a few months back now, and I hit publish with nearly 100 articles on it. So we're a couple of months in now. What's the results so far? Hi and welcome back to my channel again. This is a bit of an update on my mega website. This is not the free website that I'm giving away. This is a totally different project. This is a mega website project where I aim to build a website with over 4,000 pieces of content on over the course of a few years and try and get it to 1 million page views a month as quickly as possible. Now, if you've not seen this video series before, if you're new to the channel, I'll leave a card up in the screen. You can have a look at the first video I ever published where I set out my goals, my predictions, and you can see how we are compared to that. One of the first predictions or goals that I had was to publish the website with 100 pieces of content. And in fact, we pretty much did that. It didn't have 100 pieces of content on, but it did have the word count that I wanted. So we launched it with over 200,000 word count on the website, and we had 100 pieces of content on the website, but some of it was still sat in drafts because I found that editing the content has actually taken a lot longer than I predicted. But we're well on with that now. We are publishing as much content as we can. We're still writing content, we're publishing content, and I wanted to give you a bit of an update because I have run into some issues. I have seen some problems. Now, whether this is going to be a big major problem or not, I'm not sure. So let's head over to the computer now and I'll tell you all about it. So here we are, let's have a quick look at my SERP Robot Tracker. And as you can see in the top right hand corner where it says top 100, I've entered 117 keywords. So that's 117 keywords I'm trying to track. And this is serprobot.com. If you've not seen it before, it is a free tool. I use the paid version because I'm tracking quite a lot of keywords, but you do get a certain amount for free. And I'm tracking 117. I've actually got more than that in the website itself, although I'm just really keen to track these particular articles of this because these are kind of some of the main review or some of the main complete guides. So I'm really keen to keep an eye on these ones. So at the minute, you can see a little bit of a worrying issue. I've only got 17 showing up in the SERP index. So Google here is saying that only 17 out of 117 has been found. But there are some good signs. You can see here we have 6 in the top 3 and we have 5 improved in the last 24 hours, and you can see that the average position is actually improving. It is green. But out of 117, I'm surprised that we've only got 17 showing. You can see here from the display here on the right hand side, not found, not found, not found. That's SERP Robot saying it's searched on SERP Index, within the SERP Index, and it can't find any. It is picking up some of the search volumes, so it knows that the keywords exist, but it actually can't find my articles. So that's a little bit of a worry when you consider now the age of the website. So we'll just have a look at the age of the website, when the domain first started and when the first piece of content came on the site. To have a look at this screenshot, you can see here on the left hand side the domain is now 6 months and 26 days old. So it was created on the 16th of the 6th 2020. Now normally you'd expect to see a website to start ranking within month 5 or 6 or 7. So after 5 or 6 or 7 months, suddenly your articles start to appear in the SERP index and start to crawl upwards. So it tends to be that sandbox effect. Stops working after about 5 or 6 months and you suddenly see some great improvement. So we're now 6 months, almost 7 months into it, and I've not seen any of that, hockey stick effect or even picking up a lot of these keywords. Now that could be because I didn't actually start adding the content until you can see at the bottom left hand corner here on the 30th of November 2020. So technically, I've only been adding content to the site for around 6 weeks now, 6 or 7 weeks now. So with the whole Google sandbox effect, does that actually mean it takes effect from when you first add a piece of content, so 6 months from that period, or is it from when the first domain is registered? So I actually registered this domain and I set the domain up with some keywords, some meta descriptions, some tags all around the actual niche. So I gave Google time to come and crawl the website and index the sitemap so that Google knew what topic my website was relevant to. So I did expect, after leaving it for 4 months and then adding content, that my content would rank really, really quick. Now, I know we've been having a lot of issues with Google in the last year, basically, and not indexing content and not ranking it in the SERPs correctly and all sorts of issues with it. So whether that is related to this or not, I don't know, or whether it's just related to the simple fact it's only been 6 weeks since I've added content. So why don't we have a look at some of the content, some of the numbers, the amount of content we've got on the site now. Let's have a look at that. So I hope you can see some of the numbers on here. I'll try and actually zoom in best as possible. So this is a screenshot from the website itself. This is using a plugin called WP Word Count, and it's a great tool for actually tracking the progress of your content. So you can see on the left hand side we have the totals, and we have a total of 268,933 words published. That's within 6 weeks. And you can see on the middle screenshot here, published is 243,107 words in total, and then obviously we've got 25,826 words unpublished. So they're sat in draft. So I think there's a total of 10, 16, 19 articles still sat in draft. So we have a total of around 140 articles on the website at the moment. So it's quite a bit of content, 140 articles, touching 270,000 words in 6 weeks. That's pretty good going. And actually we've eased off in the last 2 weeks so I can catch up with the editing side. So we could have probably topped the 400,000 word mark after 6 weeks if we'd have really pushed it. But you can see, like say from the left hand side here, in one of the categories, obviously sorry for blanking it out, this isn't a public case study, it is my livelihood and I've invested a lot of money in this site, so I have to blank the actual categories out. I'm very sorry about that. But you can see here in one category we have 129,000 words, averaging 2,823 words per article. And then we have another category where it's got 90,000 words, and that's got 1,463 words on average. And then another one at 1,100, another one at 1,350. So you can see the articles are pretty lengthy, the decent content, certainly well written. A team of 7 writers on there at the moment, 1 VA and 1 editor, and the quality is very good. So I am surprised that we've still only got 17 showing up in the SERP index, but like I say, it might only be because we're only 6 weeks into actually clicking publish. So if I have a look at Google Search Console now, we'll take a look at some of the clicks and track some of the progress. Okay, so you can see in the top screenshot here, I hope you can see this, it's quite small is the detail on this, but you can see here the top screen shows you included or excluded either pages, tags, posts, whatever, on the search index, so within SERP index, and you can see here it's tracking 158 valid entries. So that's 158 articles that Google has crawled. It knows that they're there. You know, whether they're showing up in the SERP index is a different matter, but it knows they're there. It knows the valid pieces of content on your website. And then you can see excluded 27. That's the grey box. Now, normally, if we have any big issues like we had previously with Google, you'll see a lot more invalid. So excluded at the minute is 27. So the 27 in the grey box there, the excluded, is just tags. I mean, I've checked those and I'm pretty happy that it's only excluding things that I don't want to be ranked, which is my tags. But all the other pieces of content and pages and categories, etc., are all fine. So I'm happy with that. Last time we had an issue with Google, pretty much all that was red. It was like hundreds was red, and there was just nothing being actually included. So I'm happy. So I don't think it's any fault that we've seen previously or any issues we've seen previously. I think it is just down to age and authority of the site. So if you take a look at the box in the middle, you can see now we are getting some impressions and we're starting to get some average position. So 30.9 is our average position if you look on the 26 impressions there. And then if you take a look at the bottom box, that gives you an overall view. You can see we've had 25 clicks, we have 327 impressions, average click-through rate of 7.6, And position 20. Now that position 20 is pretty good within this niche. Like I say, it's a mega niche. I'm going after probably one of the hardest keywords to rank for, and it's doing okay. To say none of that content can be found and they're not bringing in much traffic, we are starting to see some signs of life. So I see some numbers that pick my spirits up, and then I see my rank tracker, and that disheartens me. So, it swings and roundabouts at the moment. Maybe it's a little too early to be making any judgments. Now, one thing many people are concerned about at the moment is site speed. Now, Google has recently done a lot of core updates, and they've released a lot of information saying that site speed is going to play a little bit towards a ranking factor, and most people are now concerned with their site speed. Now, this website has been built using the plugin Oxygen, and it's been implemented and built and designed by a friend of mine, Phil, over at spiderweb.co.uk. Head over there, check Phil out, and as you can see here, the website has an A grade rating. It has a performance of 97, structure 94%. The largest contentful pane is 0.9 seconds, so the first time it takes something to load completely on the site is under a second, and you can see here all the statistics are green. Now that is under 1 second load time for a website with 270,000 words, a ton of images, a load of YouTube videos, and over 140 articles. So that is pretty good going. I've never had a website kind of that fast with that much content on, so I am really pleased about that. So if you want a website built with Oxygen or want some information about that, head over to spiderweb.co.uk. I will leave a link in the description, and you can reach out to Phil. Super helpful guy based here in the UK, and he will help you out and give you some information. And if you want a website building using Oxygen, then he's the man to see. So there you go. Hope you like that quick update. Okay, so there you go. That's just a bit of an update on the Mega website. I'm a little bit worried. I'm not overall concerned that the website is going to fail or anything like that. I just think the Google indexing and the Google ranking issues that we've been having over the last 6 months may still be having a little bit of effect on this. Now, whether the domain itself that I left sitting for 6 months or so before starting publishing the content, whether that has helped the website or not, I don't know. I don't think it has. I definitely expected to hit publish and instantly see that hockey growth go straight up. But maybe it's from when you press publish that you then have to wait the 6 months or 5 months, however long it may take, for Google to start recognizing your authority within that topic or within that category. So whether, I wouldn't say this was an age domain, by no means it wasn't an age domain, but I did believe that leaving it sat there for 6 months might help that the minute I hit publish. But my initial impressions are that it doesn't, and it hasn't. Certainly, there's 100 and odd plus articles on there at the minute, and only about 15 to 20 of them are being picked up within the SERP index. So I do think it's a waiting game. I don't think it's anything to worry about. I'm still going to continue to publish content on there. The writers are still on there. I did pause for a week or two while we just caught up. They were writing so much I couldn't edit them quick enough. So I did put a pause on it for a week or two. But within the next couple of days, we're going to be back to full steam ahead. I can easily see us having 500,000 words on there in the first 3 months, which is pretty good going. Keep doing that. It'll be at 1 million word count within 6, 7, 8 months, something like that, which is fantastic. A lot of investment going into this site. So if you see these numbers, please don't be too disheartened. This is a project that I built up to over the last 3 years. And I pulled all my resources, all my financial resources, all my skills, and all my writers and editors all together to work on this one big project. So it's not something I expect everybody to be able to do, but I wanted to share the progress of it because there are some, this is a tiny website in comparison to some of the websites that's out there. But I just wanted to give you an idea, kind of the next step up that somebody like myself, once a little bit more experienced, can actually aim to do. And it might be something that once you've built a couple of websites that you might fancy doing. You may fancy building your own mega website and creating a bit of an authority website within your niche. So I hope you found that helpful. Please like the video, it does help me out. And if you've not entered into my giveaway yet to win a website that I'm building, my website case study, head over to carlbroadbent.com and subscribe to my newsletter so you're entered into the draw. It's an exciting series that I'm bringing out where I share the progress over the next 12 months building a website, and then we're going to give it away. So you need to be entered into that to win. So thanks for joining me, and I'll see you in the next video.